Powered by Virginia Radio.
Your boy Big Al with Powered by Virginia. I got a special guest for me, CEO James L. Batts of East Coast Golf Club AAU Sports. Did I say that right?
You did say it right, Al.
All righty. And let me tell y'all something. He's about to make history. He's about to make history. Why? It's because he has a benefit golf tournament, and that's going to be held Thursday, August 3rd at Kiln Creek. That's Kiln Creek Golf Club and Resort. It's a beautiful location. I was just there a couple of weeks ago, and it's at 1003 Brick Kiln Road. And if I said that incorrectly, I do apologize. And it's Newport News, Virginia 23602. They are having a golf tournament for the kids 8 to 18. And this man right here is the one that conceived it. This is the man that's put it into action. And hey, he's stopping by Powered by Virginia so he can talk about it. So I'm gonna let him go ahead and get to it there. JB, how's it going, my friend?
All things are well, Big Al. What's going on in your world?
Oh man, it's your world, brother. I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut.
Well, don't do it, man. Don't do it.
Now listen, man. You are doing some awesome things here, man. You're first of all, as you and I talked off camera, and you have the only if I say this correctly, AAU Golf Club. You're the only black owned. You're the only black owned and operated AAU golf club on the East Coast. Am I correct about that? In America, I believe.
That is correct.
In America.
In America.
Okay, the only one. And it's here in the 757, the Hampton Roads in Hampton Roads. It's in Newport News. I mean, the only one. And this is the first tournament he's going to make history, and he's got some kids that can play. All righty. Now, if you have a kid that can play, come on out. If you're 8 to 18, come on out. We're gonna get JB to talk about that as well. If you're a sponsor out there, you want to sponsor and be a part of history, give a call 757-988-3212 and talk to JB directly. Ask for JB. He'll probably pick up anyway. So if you want to make history and sponsor the first ever benefit golf tournament for the only black owner operated AAU golf club in America, this will be the time to do that. All righty. Yeah, and so JB, tell me how did you conceive this? How did it start?
Program started late one night on the back of my patio, talking to a friend. He said, JB, he said, as well as you play golf, man, so why don't you start AAU Sports, man, and make it a golf tournament? I said, Keith, man, nobody's playing AAU golf. He said, well, then you can be the first.
Uh-huh.
So I went several months and contemplated, and I decided to do some research. In doing the research, I found out that it's nobody in the whole United States was doing AAU golf. No one. As of last year, we do have a counterpartner that's doing AAU golf down in Pensacola. But other than that, we are the only black AAU sports for golf.
And folks, that's the only one. And also, they're a non-profit organization. So they have their 501c3, and so they are a non-profit organization. Okay, so when you sponsor them, like I said, you can say, hey, I sponsored them, etc. To get your taxes, talk to your attorney, talk to your accountant, all that good stuff. Okay, so it's a win-win for both sides. It really, really is. Now when you started this, I already know the answer to some of these questions. But when you started this, did you have any idea how difficult it would be?
Well, yeah, no, I didn't actually. And to find out, even to the day, how difficult things are, it's amazing that I have progressed as far as I have because of the negativity behind it. I'm waiting for someone to step up to the plate and say, hey, this is a good idea, and let's pursue it. So that's where I'm at, Al.
Now keep in mind, too, this is it's black owned and operated, but this is for all kids. This is not just for black kids. This is for all kids. And for some of you kids out there that are playing basketball or baseball or whatever, or some of you kids that never experienced golf, mom, dad, this would be a great time to get them to experience golf. Comparatively speaking, you know, his organization is very, very cheap when it comes to joining and participating. JB himself is an is a former A-list golfer. I say former, you know, because I don't think he competes anymore.
No, I don't.
Okay, but the man knows what he's doing. Okay, so get your child out there, you know, and for you kids out there that are watching this, you know, put down the guns, stop running around. You know, this is a great thing. If you've never been on the greens, you know, on the links, you know, it is a tremendous experience. I suggest that you try it at least one time. If you try it once, you're going to get hooked. Am I right?
Most definitely, Al.
You know, what are some of the benefits of golfing?
Well, number one thing for golfing, Al, is to actually have the integrity that golf will give you. Through saying all of that, golf is a game. I'll put it this way: golf is one of the hardest games that we have ever encountered to try to play.
I can attest to that.
But playing the game and knowing that you hit that one ball, that ball will stay in your mind until you get back to the golf course, so you can know as well as you hit that one.
You know, he's right about that. But listen. I used to play golf. I didn't play it very well. Didn't play it near as often as I wanted to play. But when I first played it, I got hooked. And I gotta tell you, it is the. I see why it's a game of kings, a game of queens. I mean, it's a game of royalty, and I can understand why people say that. But it's also the game of the common man. Why? Because you're going against yourself. You're not. If he and I are playing, I'm not really playing against him. I'm playing against me.
You in the golf course. That's what you're playing.
And the golf.
Against.
That's right. I'm playing against the golf course. Okay. And the golf course will win more often than not. However, there are some guys that can, like my man to my left here, that can master that golf course.
Well, I'm gonna put it to you this way: no man has ever mastered a golf course.
Take it from a man who knows. Okay.
And believe me when I tell you, to play the game of golf is a tremendous undertaking. And that's the bottom line to the story.
Well, we're not trying to scare you guys, okay? We don't want to scare them, JB.
No, we don't want to scare
but
them.
what
We want to give them facts.
But what it is that it helps you. Well, I can only speak for myself. When I'm on a golf court, it helps me focus. It definitely helps me relax. You're getting exercise, you know, walking from hole to hole. There's nothing like going out there early in the morning, hearing the birds, etc. I mean, you know, sometimes you see the frogs hopping across wherever, sometimes depending on where you are, you know. But it's a great game for kids, and we're targeting, and he's targeting kids with potential between the ages of 8 and 18, between 8 and 18, you know. And even if for some reason you don't come to the tournament, if you're still interested, or that August 3rd, Thursday, August 3rd is a bad date for you, you can still contact him at 757-988-3212, you know, and you can join up with him or sit down and talk with him, okay? This is something we're trying to get some traction on. We're trying to get the word out there that you don't have to just play basketball, or you don't have to play, you know, football, you know, or you can play those games and still play golf. You know, it will be the hardest game that you've ever tried to master. Okay, it's not like football where your athleticism can take you far. What you have to, it's your mechanics. You know, am I right about that?
Oh yeah, Al, I'd like to say something if it's all
possible. Go right ahead. It's your show, buddy.
Now check this out. Do you know that every division college has a program set up for golfers, minority golfers in particular? And guess what happens?
What happens?
Nobody shows up. No minority shows up for this.
Wow.
So what happens? They take the money and put it somewhere else. Where in East Coast Golf can negotiate. two things that a golfer needs coming to East Coast golf: a good GPA and a good golf score. Those two things we can negotiate. Any school in the country. Sometimes we can also negotiate for scholarship, such as my granddaughter. She's going to Columbia University now.
Columbia?
Yes, she's going to Columbia her first year.
That's a 4-star university.
Yes, she's got 80%, 85% scholarship.
85%. That is awesome.
85%.
I don't know I'm not sure how much Columbia is, but I know it's expensive.
Well, the other 15% we're working on now for grants, and I'm sure before the summer's out we'll have that.
No question about it.
So, as a grandfather, it's good to know that I may not have to come out of my pocket for education for my granddaughter. Now, what beats that? Anybody knows?
I can't think of anything.
Anybody knows?
You know, and keep in mind, folks, he's talking about the grades. In other words, you don't have to have great grades in order to join his organization. Am I right?
That is correct.
Okay. What he's saying is that he can help you get better grades simply by getting you to focus the proper way. Did I say that correctly?
You said it correctly,
Okay.
Big Al.
You know, so that's what he's talking. In other words, a lot of times, you know, you get guys that are counting on football, basketball, etc. Well, guess what? Guys that look like us, much younger, of course, they're taking all those scholarships. But there's not a whole lot of us in golf. So you have a better chance if you're a very good golfer.
Don't have to be very
You
good,
don't,
Al.
you don't have to be very good?
Don't have to be very good.
Okay.
You just have to be an average golfer. Somewhere between your 80s and the 70s.
Oh, that is average.
That's average
Yeah.
golf, you know, for a person who actually plays golf on a regular basis.
And your GPA needs to be up.
GPA, we're looking for GPAs from 3.5 and up.
Okay.
But what happens if a person doesn't have a GPA of 3.5? That does not mean that we still can't negotiate a contract or a scholarship for these kids to go to whichever school they choose to go to.
So-
And that's fact.
So and just to say again, how can you not sponsor, for you sponsors out there or people that want to donate, you know, or donation, with sponsors or donations, you know, I think you're taking both.
Yes.
Okay. Listen, so in order to help the kids from 8 to 18 years old to get into college, okay, this is one of the best ways to do it. And also he has a proven track record as well, not only with getting kids in college, but also improving the game for these young people so they can be eligible for college. Okay, he has a track record of that, or already has a track record of that. This man to my left knows what he's doing when it comes to golf, but more importantly, knows what he's doing when he's instructing people. There are a lot of guys that are really good at sports, but they can't really teach anybody how to do it because for them, it's not. You never see Michael Jordan training anybody. Why? Because Michael Jordan doesn't know how he did what he did. He can't train you to do that, and he loses patience. Not my man JB. He'll work with your kid. He'll keep working with your kid until he gets the best out of him. And it doesn't mean he might not be a tiger. Okay?
But he can be a lion.
But he can be a lion, okay? Speaking of lions, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think you have someone that you wanted to talk about. Let's bring his name up.
Malachi Davis.
My man, Malachi Davis. He is now. Tell me what he's now. Tell me that story you were telling me about him hitting that ball, because it's hard for me to believe that. Tell him the age, everything, because you guys won't believe this.
All right, Malachi, during that time, was 8 years old. I say, Malachi, we're going to start today by chipping 25 yards, 50 yards, 75 yards. He said, okay, Mr. Batts, we're going to do that. Well, Malachi knocked down the flag at 25 yards 3 times.
Knock the flag down, folks. Accuracy.
3 times.
At 8 years old.
75 yards. He went over top of a tree that was over 20 feet tall.
Did he have custom clubs?
No.
No. He's an 8-year-old. You know, for those of you that golf, you understand what I'm saying. He's an 8-year-old that did not have clubs that was suited to his height and his length. Okay, he was using, I guess, average clubs.
Well,
regular clubs.
We went to the golf store and bought Malachi some clubs.
Mm-hmm.
The clubs that we bought him age started around 13.
Okay.
But they didn't have anything in the store that actually fitted Malachi. So Malachi said, "Don't worry about it. I'll master these."
Oh,
And we
my.
looked at him and said, "Okay." Well, we went home that day. Malachi hit a few balls. Malachi said, "Mr. Batts, well, what about the driver?" So I can hit the driver. I said, "Okay, Malachi, you hit the driver." Malachi teed the driver up at 8 years old. 230 plus yards, he hit the ball.
230 yards, an 8-year-old
8-year-old.
used a driver that was not custom made for him,
No.
and he hit the driver. How far?
230 plus yards.
230 plus yards. There are some pars that aren't 230 yards. There's other stories that he can tell about this young man. He was 8 then. How old is he now?
Just turned 9.
Just turned 9.
2 months ago.
Okay. And with Malachi, tell me what you said. He's not a Tiger, but what did he?
Malachi came to me and said, "Mr. Batts," he said, "Tiger is the tiger of golf." He said, "But I'm the lion. I'm king of the jungle."
At 8 years old, this young man has the confidence and developing the skill to compete with almost anyone.
I said, "Malachi, why would you say that?" He said, "Because I was born to play golf."
Ooh, all right.
I said, "Malachi, you were born to play golf? You're going to have to prove it to me." He said, "Well, let's get busy." And that day, he proved it, that he's a really golfer.
That same day.
The same day.
Folks, and I'm assuming Malachi is going to be at the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
All righty. Folks, you got to see this young man, Malachi Davis, 9 years old, and can hit a ball 230 yards. Probably a little farther now that he's a little bit stronger. But once again, strength is not the issue with golf. It's mechanics.
Mechanics and timing.
And timing. Folks, once again, this is history being made, not just with the first benefit golf tournament for the East Coast Golf AAU sports. This is being held at the Kiln Creek, Kiln Creek Golf Club and Resort, 1003 Brick Kiln Boulevard, Newport News, Virginia 23602. For if you want your kid to join, 757-988-3232. If you want to be a sponsor, 757-988-3212. If you want to be make a donation, 757-988-3212. Folks, we want you to support it. Powered by Virginia, we're putting everything we can behind it to help out James here. I call him JB, the CEO. CEO of East Coast Golf Club. This is special. This is history in the making. This is history on Thursday, August 3rd. Okay, at the Kiln Creek Golf Club and Resort. Tell your friends, tell your family. All righty. Listen, we're gonna sign off. How you want to close it out there, James?
Well, we're going to close it out by saying hopefully that people will show up for this tournament and that the proceeds are going straight to the kids, girls and boys, and hopefully we'll have a good turnout. Thank you so much.
All righty. And folks, thank you for taking the time. Like I said, they'll be passing out trophies as well. Okay, so bring the kids out. We want to have as large a turnout as possible for the first annual benefit golf club for the East Coast benefit golf tournament for the East Coast Golf Club. Okay, And listen, we thank y'all for watching. Okay, you got the information. Pass it on. And listen, Mr. JB, thank you, sir.
You're more than welcome, Big Al.
All righty. And to my engineer, Tynika, we are out, my dear.
Powered by Virginia Radio.